Let me guess. You finally found a strategy that made a lot of sense to you, and it gave you wins. You bought that course, you got that strategy, everything was working fine. It was giving you the wins, and you started to believe that, okay, this is that one final moment where everything will change. It actually worked out for you. Then suddenly you started hitting losses. You started getting losses, three losing trades in a row. You believe that market has changed. The strategy is not working anymore. The strategy is failed. Now you are back at square one, thinking that is there even a system that I can fully trust for the long term? Is there even a system that works when the market changes? Is there even a system that works under different market conditions and you don't have to go through all of the cycle again and again because this has been your entire story of trading journey so far? Now, if this sounds familiar to you, you are not alone in this and you are not the problem. This is exactly how most traders get stuck. They find a strategy that looks promising on the surface, it works for a few days or weeks, then one volatile day comes along and boom, it breaks all the profits that you have made on that strategy. Not only that goes away, but also your capital. Even you start facing a drawdown on your capital. You lose faith and you jump to a new strategy and the cycle repeats. Honestly, it feels like, dating flaky people. They show up nice in the beginning, but the moment life gets real, they disappear. And you are left thinking, maybe I'm not meant for this. Well, in the next few minutes, I'll show you why this keeps happening with you and what finally helped our clients break this particular cycle and build trust in a system that doesn't collapse every time the market shifts. This could be the shift you have been looking for as well. So stay till the end. Look, the most strategies are sold like magic formulas. Buy when these two line crosses, moving averages, sell when RSI hits 70. Just follow this one price action pattern. Just follow this one SMC concept. Just follow this one ICT concept. Just, you know, sell this iron fly, iron condor. Just sell the straddle. Buy at like 920. Sell a strangle at 930. Exit at 250. All of these strategies that you see, the thing are, they are all mechanical. And here's the truth. Markets aren't robots. In reality, markets are messy, emotional, and dynamic because market works on human sentiment, fear, greed, and hope. And how do you expect that something that's so mechanical can be, it can work in every single market conditions? So of course, there is a particular season or cycle these strategies work. And these are the first strategies which starts to fail when a market cycle shifts and market is dynamic, as I said earlier. And this is the time you start wondering that why the hell your strategy is not working. Because the thing is, one day they trend, next day the market is consolidates, and some days a tweet can crash everything in the market. That's how the market works. So using a fixed formula in such a market is like trying to wear the same outfit every single day of the year, whether it's raining, snowing, or 45-degree outside. You just cannot do that, right? We don't do all of these stuffs. We have different clothes for different market seasons, uh, weather conditions. So eventually, what will happen if we try to wear the same clothes for all the seasons? We will either freeze or we will either overheat or burn out. And that's why these setups fail as well, because just relying on a one mechanical strategy for like all the seasons of market is obviously not going to help you to become profitable eventually. You might become profitable for a month or two, maximum 2 to 3 months, but again, after 2 to 3 months, you actually get the reality of the strategy when it stops working. And the reason being, you don't adapt. These strategies don't adapt. They don't give you the context. They don't help you decide when not to trade. Because a lot of people say that, give me a strategy that can help me make more returns. But ask yourself, look at your trades, the last few trades that you have taken. Ask yourself if you would have avoided few trades, few bad trades from your journal. And if you are not making a journal, then I don't know what to say to you because the journal is important. But let's say for the people who are extremely serious and they are making in a journal, just look at your trades. Even if you don't have a journal, just ask yourself, look at your few trades that you have taken in the last few days or in the last few months, and ask yourself if you could have avoided one bad trade, do you think that the P&L that you have, it could be a little better? Do you think that if you could have avoided two bad trades, do you think your return would have automatically increased? That's how most people do not operate. People talk about give me a strategy which can help me take more trade because we believe that taking more trades is going to help you to make more returns. But what I believe is, what I teach my clients is, taking a trade is the easiest thing in the stock market. What is not easiest is to actually know when exactly your system is going to not perform well. And it's important enough, more than that, important to actually leave those particular trades on that particular market condition. So that's what a system should have. When to trade, more importantly, when not to trade. So what we do at CPC is completely different. We teach time box trading as a strategy that's built on adaptability and not rigidity that I was talking about, wearing the same clothes in every single weather condition, right? We don't do all of that. So the way we work is we give you a three-layered approach. The number one approach is, first of all, it's very important that you should read where exactly the market is moving or trending. It's just like a batsman who reads the pitch before playing the shots. You learn to read the market sentiment and direction first, because no matter how good your strategy is, if you are not able to determine a bias, if you are determining a wrong bias, you will never become a profitable trader in the long run. You might win few trades, but when day-to-day basis, if you want to survive in this market, you need to understand the bias, and most strategies don't have that, specifically the strategies which are too mechanical, and that's almost like 90% of the strategies out there. The number two is, we only enter when the setup plus context align. There is a lot of context behind every single trade that we take. So we don't chase signals, we look for smart positioning. We ask, are the big players buying over here? Is it worth taking the risk? Because eventually we are not the people who drive the market, big players are. So it's very important that when we are taking a trade, are big players making their position over here or not? That's the most important question. So context matters a lot. The third thing is, we do not trade for like 6 hours, 7 hours. 7 hours is usually not how Indian market works. I'm talking about Forex and everything. We only stick with like a small time window, because look, trading is just like, you need to take that foot away in front of a lion. So the sooner you can do it, the safer you will be. And if you are going to sit in front of a lion, hoping that you will eventually take that food, you won't be able to do that. Eventually, the lion will kill you. The same goes with trading. You should always minimize the time window. There should be a small time windows. The best traders I've seen on this planet are the ones who have defined time window. They don't trade like the entire day. Of course, they might see the chart, but they do not trade. But as a beginner, as somebody who already have a job, and these are the kind of clients that I get, people who already are in a business or people who are already having a job, they cannot, even they want to, they cannot really afford to sit in front of the charts for like 6 hours. So therefore, the way we do is, we have defined a specific time window of 25 to 30 minutes. That's where we trade. We only have one time window, one checklist. There is no screen addiction, no FOMO, just calm execution. And once we do it, we just walk away and we don't look at the charts again. It's like going to the gym. You don't need to train for like 6 hours. You need a proven routine and you repeat it without fail. And the results, they compound over time. So take Abhay, for example. He had tried everything: SMC, ICT, price action. He had lost money, he lost his confidence, and eventually he quit trading for like 3 years. Then he joined CPC. Instead of chasing new strategies, he learned how to adapt in the market, how to read the market, how to follow one system with clarity and coaching. Today, Abhay trades just for 30 minutes a day and makes consistent profits without stress. That's the best part. He didn't need a fancy setup for that. He needed a system that works with the market, not against it. So if you're thinking that I cannot trust any system because they all stop working eventually, you are not wrong. But the real problem isn't you. It's not the concept of trading either. It's the rigid context-less strategies that you were taught all along. But at CPC, what we do is we give you a system that adapts with clarity, a checklist and coaching. Because look, as I said earlier, trading is just not like you can wear one particular cloth for the entire seasons. You need to keep changing that. You need to keep changing your approach as the market demands, as the seasons demand, as the weather demands. Same goes with trading. You cannot rely on one strategy, one fixed rule the throughout the year. You need to keep changing your approach. You need to know when not to trade. You need to know when to trade. You need to know the specific set of rules that will allow you to be the right side on the market. The right side of the market is always when a big player is buying. that's when you need to be there. So these are the things, these are the contexts that you need in your strategy right now. So if you want a system like that, comment system, and I'll show you how our traders are building a consistent second income without second guessing themselves every single week. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.